What up gamers, Lethal One up here, and guys, in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about Returnal Ascension. Real quickly, I'll give you guys my impressions and kind of my overall thoughts on it. I did play it, I put at least maybe 2 hours into it. I believe I got all the additional story content done, which right off the jump I have to say, chef's kiss, so freaking good. I think they just naturally just kill the first person horror kind of elements that they put into the game. So good. Story is still creepy, it's twisted, it's still kind of confusing to be honest with you, but that's what made, you know, Returnal's story so good, was that you were just kind of putting into your own interpretation of what you think is happening, who you think the characters are. But they continue that again with the Returnal Ascension. So guys, let's go ahead and jump into exactly what is this Returnal Ascension and what you can expect from it. Alright, so you're either new or you're returning to, well, Returnal. You're going to want to check out this new Ascension update that just released for the game this past week. If you were hoping to play with a buddy in Returnal, well guess what, your wish has just come true. With the use of the new Chronosis feature, players will be able to create a private or a public lobby to allow a friend or a guest into their specific game world. Now, some things to note in co-op is that the guest player will not be able to advance their own personal story, however they will be able to for the host. And they'll also be able to get upgraded weapons, and even the two can help revive each other to have, you know, more fun experience. It's still challenging, don't get me wrong, I've definitely tried it out. But another interesting thing to also know is that both players are going to be tethered to one another. Essentially, one cannot go too far from the other player, automatically syncing them back together. Now, from my knowledge and my experience, it seems to be more of the guest player that gets connected right back to the host player, as I had the problem of just trying to go do my own thing in the host's world, and it just kept getting brought back right to the host. Now, the other new addition to the game is the Tower of Sisyphus mode, essentially an endless tower run. Now, this new area is accessible after completing some of the main story campaign, and it can be reached right from the start area. Once unlocked, you'll be able to ascend the endless tower in multiple phases, with each phase containing 20 rooms. Each room will vary and be randomly generated. Some rooms, you'll get some random enemies, maybe you'll get a bit of a mini boss fight, maybe even some goodies. You might see some resin, some better weapons, and much more. Now, upon reaching the 20th floor, you'll come across a brand new boss that will have different forms depending on which phase you fight it in. And on top of that, as you play the tower mode, be sure to check out the hospital bed that unlocks after your first attempt at ascending the tower, because that will take you to another first-person narrative sequence where you'll get to learn more about Celine's mysterious past. And again, this part here was my favorite. Again, they absolutely nail the first-person horror elements that they're really trying to do, and you're going to have tons of fun if you enjoy that in the game, and especially in the Ascension update. Now, a little tip before we end here: if you find yourself stuck on progressing the new story from the new tower mode, you're going to want to keep climbing the tower and look for flowers along the way, as those will unlock more hospital sequences. Now guys, if you tried out Returnal Ascension, be sure to give us your thoughts down low about it. I would love to hear it. Again, I personally loved it. Lots of fun. The co-op was cool. It's so cool to see, you know, PlayStation, for example, go back into, like, you know, their more known, you know, first player, single player campaign story games, and then be able to kind of just add multiplayer to it. It's pretty cool, because the biggest thing for as many times that we've been saying it is there's no multiplayer, right, for these single player campaign games from PlayStation. So it's really cool to see them add in stuff like this to the overall experience. I'm incredibly excited to see if Housemarque does another Returnal game. I really hope they do. The co-op stuff that they added in was great. The tower mode is great, but for me personally, it is that extra story content. But like I said before, give us your thoughts down below if you tried it out, or if you're thinking about getting into Returnal and you have any questions. Again, drop it down below. I'm Lethal One up from 5-9 Gaming, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.